Hello, this is Charlie. Welcome to my channel. I am at home right now, about to let our chickens out. um, so, what's going on? I am going off my medication soon, and I will be off of work for 6 weeks from December 31st to February 10th. And I'm being weaned off of my medication slowly, which is Depakote ER. And I actually take the generic form of Depakote. It's called Divalproex ER. It's an extended release, which, instead of doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, taking pills, those 3 times, I take the medication all at once at night, and it's 1,500 milligrams, and then then the medication releases in my blood slowly into my bloodstream to control the seizures. I've had epilepsy since I was 15. Right before my 16th birthday, it's like 2 days prior to me turning 16. That's when I first got epilepsy, and I was right before I was gonna get my driver's license, and I didn't think I was going to be able to drive. The epilepsy has stopped me from trying to do other things. I wanted to be a commercial pilot at one time. And of course, you can't do that if you're epileptic. And then I, one time, decided I wanted to go into the military. And I tried. I went to a couple of recruiters. And oh man, they were so happy to see me. They were trying to talk me into getting in. Told them I wanted to be a paratrooper. We did the whole spill, and then we got to the medical part, and I told them I was epileptic, and that's when they were bummed out. And actually, I was bummed out too. But yeah, so there's some things that I haven't been able to do. Because of the possibility of having seizures. But what I'm going to go through, and the reason why I'm going through it, is because several months ago I had an EEG, and my EEG was clear, so there was no seizure activity in my brain. Prior to that, I had, if you did an EEG on me when I was 17, you would see spikes every now and then, and these spikes were seizures, and they were so small but noticeable on an EEG that I didn't realize, I was having seizures at the time. So, I could be talking to you like I am right now and be having these seizure spikes, be having tiny mini seizures. But I do have petit mal seizures, which those are noticeable. They're really quick, what I call tremors, where my whole body just shakes real quick. And then it happens like every minute or so. And then I have the big grand mal seizure, and that's where I go down to the ground, so stop breathing, turn blue because I stop breathing. And then, but I have the petit mal seizures before the grand mal. So that's my warning system. And several people that I've talked to before and have heard about, usually have a warning system. Like I have a coworker, and she was telling me her husband has seizures, and before he has the grand mal seizure, the big one, he will have a tingling in his hand, and then it goes up his arm, and then he knows he's going to have a grand mal seizure. And he is not able to stop it. He just knows once that tingling happens, the grand mal's coming. And then there are the people who have different types of like auras before they have a big seizure, the grand mal. There's some people that'll have a metallic taste in their mouth, and then they'll have the grand mal seizure. I have the petit mal seizures, which I said were they're quick seizures. They're my tremors, and when I have those tremors, I can go lay down, and then that calms everything in my brain and just gets me in this nice calm state, and my grand mals will not come when I do that. So I can avoid the grand mal seizure, usually. There's been times where I didn't, but I knew it was coming. But since my EEG was clear several months ago, I want to go ahead and try to get off my medication, because if I am seizure free and my epilepsy's gone away, which can happen. I mean, you can grow out of the seizures, grow out of the epilepsy. Usually that happens when you're really young. Then your body's developing, and everything's changing, and because of all these changes, that's how you grow out of the epilepsy. I got mine when I was 15, so my neurologist at that time told me that I'd probably have epilepsy for the rest of my life, and I'd probably take medication for the rest of my life. But since my EEG was clear, and that was a 30-minute EEG, because it was clear, then there's the possibility that it's gone. And so I want to see if it is. If it's not, I'm hoping that I will have my warning system, which is the petit mal seizures, and then I'll go back onto the medication, because if I have the petit mal seizures, then I know I still have epilepsy. And anyway, this whole thing is worth the risk for me, because I think I'll have my warning system. The bad things that can happen, I could have permanent brain damage, but the percentage of that happening is pretty low. And the other thing that could happen is I could pass away, I could die. But that's also, low. That's not if it was a high percentage, I wouldn't do it. But anyway, I have to stay home for the 6 weeks, no work. Can't even do light duty stuff or anything like that. Not allowed to drive. So I will be home with 23 chickens. Okay, 22 chickens and 22 hens and 1 rooster and 3 dogs. And then my wife will be here on occasion. Luckily, she's off 3 times a week, and so she'll be able to take me, to any kind of appointments or anything like that. And if I need to go to the grocery store or anything, pick up anything for projects, I'll be doing probably a lot of projects around here. Light stuff, nothing major, because if I do have my epilepsy still. Things that trigger my epilepsy are not enough sleep and stress. So I want to avoid that in case, I do have my epilepsy still. But I will definitely post, the stuff that I do. And I'll still be drawing and still doing my doodle art that I do with the clouds and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully I'll get to posting my music. That's something I've been wanting to start for a while. I've posted some music stuff, but nothing major. I've got a music studio in the house, and I am about to let the chickens out. I got a music studio, and and a jewelry studio, or a jewelry area. Here, you want to see the chickens? And a pretty rooster. This all used to be grass at one time, believe it or not. But chickens are like goats. They will eat up that grass. Anyway, at sometime I'll plan to fill that back up with some other things. We have a bunch of seeds and stuff like that, wildflower seeds. But anyway, so I will be here at the house 6 weeks, and I'll be doing projects. I will post some of my stuff, let you know how I'm feeling, let you know, just different things that are going on with the epilepsy. And hopefully nothing goes on, and I'm, my seizures, my epilepsy is gone. Fingers crossed. I know after all that time I'm gonna be ready to go back to work. But anyway, we'll see y'all on the next one. Enjoy your day. Bye.